Very good morning to you as well. And this is Prime Media. Welcome to the last day of the month, which is the 30th of June 2023, and welcome to Prime Media TV. This is the newspaper review for the month of June, Friday, and thank God it's Friday. Hope you all are doing very well. Now, I must remind you that you should always subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications so that whenever we come online, rather, you'll be able to get notified to that effect. Okay, so today we are actually going to be reviewing and announcing the news headlines for the 30th of June 2023, which is very, very important. But we're going to be beginning with Vanguard for today. So Vanguard, the center, news, the central news on Vanguard says NAS principal officers. That's the news on NAS principal officers. It says tension as competing camps await Tinubu and APC's nod. I'm going to take that again. Tension as competing camps await Tinubu and APC's nod. That you can find on the front page of Vanguard newspaper. Now, on the top left of Vanguard newspaper, it says incessant abuse of officers attached to VIPs. The reason for the withdrawal of police officers from VIPs, it says incessant abuse of officers. That means the companies and also the VIPs are abusing the use of officers. That's why they have been withdrawn with immediate effect. On the top bottom, the left bottom of Vanguard, it says Buhari never told Tinubu not to probe him. Buhari never told Tinubu not to probe him. That was said by Garba Shehu, an ex-government official. Garba Shehu said that. That you can also find on Vanguard newspaper. Now, on the right and top right of Vanguard, same Vanguard, it says we'll decide suspended Adamawa Rex fate soon. We'll decide suspended Adamawa Rex fate soon enough. That was said by INEC. That you can find on the top right of Vanguard newspaper. And the middle right of Vanguard newspaper, it also says our hospital authority left former boxer Okoro Dudu to die. How hospital authority left former boxer Okoro Dudu to die. I think the Nigerian health system is supposed to do better than what they are doing. So we want to implore the health system to please do better to avoid all of these deaths records that we record daily. It is very important and pertinent. Also moving on, strike ground flight at Geneva Airport. Strike ground flight at Geneva Airport. Barcelona target Marcelino. Brozovic set to join Saudi club Al Nassr. Barcelona target Marcelo and also Brozovic set to join Saudi club Al Nassr. That's on sports section on Vanguard. The last but on the list is a two-story building collapses in Port Harcourt. Two-story building collapses in Port Harcourt. Please, engineers, make sure you use very, 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 very strong and original materials to build to construct your site. It is very important that you do so. And that's it for Vanguard. All of those news you can find on Vanguard when you buy or you log on to their site online. And when you get their newspaper, you can find all of those. Find more on Vanguard. Now, this is Channels TV. At the Central News, the front page of Channels says, an INEC to decide suspended Adamawa Rex fate as police conclude probe. There has been a situation ongoing at Adamawa. So INEC says he's going to decide their fate when police concludes probe. And that you can find on Channels Television and online news. Now, it was said by His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He said, "My green black passport is what I still have. My green black passport is what I still have." You can find that on Vanguard, on Channels. I beg your pardon. Emilokon, I invoked the spirit of freedom in Ogun, says Tinubu. Still on Tinubu's mouth, I said, Emilokon, I invoked the spirit of freedom in Ogun, says Tinubu. Now, if you take a look at the screen, we zoom into the screen. It says food list. Federal government to stop funding professional bodies and councils. That you can find on Vanguard on this on Channels rather. Why do I keep saying Vanguard? On Channels, I beg your pardon. Sacrifice for better Nigeria must start from leaders. Peter Obi says that's the aspirant, the candidate for the Labour Party. He says sacrifice for better Nigeria must start from leaders. Peter Obi says hundreds arrested as France rocked by new protest over police killing. Hundreds arrested as France rocked by new protest over police killing. That's the bottom of Channels News. Why I chose to unify exchange rate, refuse to partake in arbitrage. Tinubu says that. All of this news you can find on Channels. Just log on to the site and you can get it. Now, moving up to Punch News, it says the front page of Punch News says service chiefs seniors. That's on Punch News, and then the news is on service chiefs. It says military orders generals to retire, gives Monday as deadline. You know, military orders generals to retire, gives Monday as deadline. Recall that the orders have been given that they should retire, and they have not adhered strictly to what was told to them. So they have given them a deadline. That's on Monday. You can find that on Punch. The top left of Punch, it says Remi Tinubu to host Super Falcons ahead of FIFA World Cup. Remi Tinubu to host Super Falcons ahead of FIFA World Cup, and that's on the news. That's on the sports section of Punch. Land disputes. Benue Speaker calls for ceasefire between warring communities. This has been going on for years. Benue Speaker calls for ceasefire between warring communities. That you can find on Punch, the top left of Punch. Now, the bottom left of Punch, the Bauchi's first professor of neurosurgery, Abdul Ramin, is dead. Bauchi's first professor of neurosurgery, Abdul Ibrahim, is dead. Bless his soul. Sorrows, prayers. May God rest his soul. Removal of fuel subsidy positive step. Group says, unnamed group says that removal of fuel subsidy is really a positive step for Nigeria's economy. And the bottom of it, the bottom left of it says, France's public sector debt surpasses 3 trillion euros. France public sector debt surpasses 3 trillion euro. Now, when you move over to the top right, it says subsidy removal. FG says 400 billion naira in 4 weeks. That means we have been spending 100 billion naira a week for fuel subsidy. So it says that subsidy removal, FG says 400 billion in 4 weeks. That's a good step. Naira redesign policy couldn't stop my victory. That was said by Tinubu. Naira redesign policy couldn't stop my victory, says Tinubu. Or your husband rapes wife's apprentice, victim commits suicide. That's really, really sad. All of those things you can find on Punch newspaper. Go online, you can get it online, and you can also buy the newspaper from on there. The last paper, but not the least, is on the Nation. Nation. The trending news there says Tinubu to governors, be ready. Let's fix economy together. Be ready. Let us fix economy together, says Tinubu. That was said 5 hours ago. Okay. Now, Tinubu to governors, be ready. Let's fix economy together. He's also said, eat ground clash. Adeleke's account illogical. Adeleke's account illogical. Someone said that. Still on Tinubu, he says reforms. Tinubu appeals to Nigerians for endurance. The president appeals to us for endurance. IP man cautions against hike in petrol price. IP man cautions that's IPMAN, that's an association, cautions against hike in petrol price. That you can find on the Nation newspaper. Well, we'll go for the entertainment section of Nation. We'll just take like a few news there. It says, my parents' separation almost ruined my life. Yemoli says, the socialite says that his parents' separation almost ruined his life. And also it says, Didier Kanem tackles men hitting Davido over rumored affairs. Recall that Davido, someone allegedly said that she got pregnant for Davido. So Didier Kanem is coming up now and tackling men hitting Davido over rumored affairs. Grammy releases date for 66th edition. Grammy releases date for 66th edition. Grammy releases date for 66th edition of Grammy, the next Grammy. That is all of those you can find on any of those newspaper. You have the Nation, you have the Channels, you have the Punch, you have the Vanguard. Just visit any of the outlets and you can get any of that for very, very cheap fee and even free of charge. You can log on to their sites to get all of those news. And this is the end of the newspaper review for this morning, the 30th of June, 2023. Join us in the next hour for entertainment gist. And trust me, today is Friday and we are grooving in the studio where I have amazing music to be listened to. Do not forget to subscribe to our channels and put on your notification for notifications whenever we are online. My name is Moses and this is Prime Media. I'm going to say goodbye until we see next time. I love you.